Hi, I'm Big Pezza. Welcome to this video. If you're new here, well, I'm into like off-roading, camping, travel, rebuilding and restoring and destroying motorbikes. And if that's the sort of thing that interests you, then perhaps consider subscribing. Anyway, how to find byways. So I'm going to take a guess that you're probably someone who's just getting into off-roading, whether you've just bought your first dual sport or off-road machine, or you're someone who used to do it a very long time ago and has recently got back into it. So to go off-road in England and Wales, well, you'll need to have either private land and permission, but if you're like me and cannot afford thousands of acres of forest, and you want to try some of the Greenlanes, byways, boats, public access roads in your area, the King's Road, then yeah, you have to find them, and they're not easy to spot. So what you need to look for when looking for a byway on an iOS map, just for a quick thing, you're looking for crosses. That is the distinction on a byway map saying that it is a byway, a boat, a road open to all traffic. A byway with a TRO on just usually means, if it is still a byway, it usually means four-wheeled vehicles no. So motorbikes are two wheels and they are perfectly fine. Unless they've changed it recently. Three wheels or more. No, yeah, three wheels or more, byway, we're allowed. So now you know roughly what you're looking for on a map. Off you go. No, it's not that easy. As far as I know, there is no perfect app. There's no perfect app where you can just say, my location, set it to off-road and away you go. That doesn't really exist and it's not as easy as that. But what you can do is you can download a byway map for your phone, then also download a GPX file, put it to your device and follow that trail. That's not a bad way of doing things. Technology has come a long way. The problem is you're probably new to off-roading and you don't know what's down that byway. So say for instance you've downloaded a GPX route and off you go on your travels, then you encounter a trail which starts off nice and easy and suddenly becomes very difficult. And depending on what bike you are, depending on your skill level, will you actually get through this lane, especially if you're alone. So at the moment, I believe that this is what most people do. As far as I can tell from what I've seen and looked around, I have found just people downloading these files and they are just using them and going down some absolute terrifying lanes because they do not know how to read an OS map. Okay, so let's just take this one for example. Right, Beggars Lane is quite an easy one to find, but it's also one of the most deceptive and tricky ones. See, most people just see the line. This is the line going up, and it leads to even more byways. So that makes it quite an easy one to spot. But here's the thing: if you were attempting this for your first time, or attempting this as a new rider, you will come in here and you'll get to about here. So this section is a TRO, so from here to here you can drive a car. From here onwards you cannot. There's a TRO starting from here and then ending somewhere just off the top of the map. But the thing that we want to pay attention to is 95, 100, 10, 20, 50. So the elevation goes up quite a bit. And what is this lane made out of? Is it mud? Is it rocks? No, it's chalk. So going up here, it's a hill climb. It's a very rutty hill climb. Not the best for a new rider, and then it flattens out at the top here. And if you're doing this in the wet, you're more likely to come off. And yeah, even now, in my experience, I avoid this lane sometimes in the wet, depending on which group I'm with. Because if they're with big bikes and they drop one, I have to turn back down, walk down, help them pick it up and then get it back to the top. It's a lot of hard work. So you have to really pay attention to byways when you read them. So apart from getting into trouble, what's the second problem? Well, the second problem with the GPX routes is, for some of them, they're made on a computer. Someone just sat there, hit point A to point B, and made a GPX route covering all the byways on the OS map. The problem is, over time, and these OS maps are quite out of date now, 10 years out of date, or even 1 year out of date, it's still out of date. Is that byway still a byway? Now, I've got a few examples here on screen where on the map it's a byway, but in reality you go there, you could go really massively out of your way and you get there and it's shut. In fact, I even went out my way to do this. So we found the first byway of the day. Looking good, looking good. Can't wait to ride this. So yeah, this is a byway. This is called Sandy Lane, and yeah, it is completely paved. Imagine coming all this way and this being your first byway. You'd be so disappointed, wouldn't you? So that's down here is some walkers out for a morning stroll. No off-road section to speak of. Right then. This is confusing. This one actually says no this, no this. This is a public byway. And on the map it is a byway. So this one's shut as well. So that's two byways, one open, one shut. The one that's open is called Sandy Lane, doesn't have a single grain of sand on it. And this one, even though it says public byway, is closed to all vehicles. So oh, this actually is a byway. So I actually found like a driveway. Like a very short one though, just to see where it goes to. Nothing special, this one. A bit bumpy in certain spots. Just about to stand up. Okay, so this byway is not labelled in any way, shape or form. There's no signposts on this one at all. There's none. No signposts around at all. But it is a byway. The only one in the area that isn't a road. So it's an unkempt road. So the council don't have to keep the upkeep. If it was to get upgraded to an actual road, then they would. So they're just using it around here for their advantage. This is a very bad day to come. I'm going to hop up on the curb to get round. If you stop there I can get round, no maybe not. It also looks like a rubbish pit. You know what? This is where a good place to get a puncture would be. There's no sign saying you can't go through. Rubbish though. This is to stop cars going down. Nothing major in here. Someone's been down here in a car, you can see. It's a car tread. Still running 100% road pressures on my 50/50 tyres. Just sliding all over the shop. Someone's been down here with a car, maybe fly tipping or something. Quite a short one this is. Carries on though. Carries on. So yeah, nothing special this one. You can't really go quick because, oh, that's good. Yeah, you can't really go quick. Ooh, some VC lumps here. It's not signed at all. Not signed at all anywhere. But there is a byway on the maps. They definitely put a sign if you weren't allowed to go. This is a this is a byway as well. This is all a byway along here. Evidently these houses are probably $1 million a piece, so they've had the money to. Usually the road is funded and paid for by the people in the area. They put it into a big pot and build a house. The end of the byway is about here, I believe. Yeah, as you come out to the back of this hotel. So yeah, not all byways are good. Hilarious, right? So as you can see, finding these off-road sections, the good ones, can be really hard. It's not a simple case of just looking at a map and going. It's local knowledge. Now when they close a byway, they make it very clear that it is shut. They will put a gate across, they will put a big sign up saying no vehicles to go this way. When a byway is open, sometimes there's no sign. Sometimes it's just a little track, a little bush, and you just cut through and you go. Some of them are really hard to spot. If you were to go down one of these byways where it's clearly marked on your Ordnance Survey map that this is a byway, but at the signs there's sign, at the beginning and end there's signs saying this is not a byway, then technically you're in the wrong. There is a disclaimer on any OS actual paper map, I believe. I'm not sure about the apps you download for your phone, but I believe most of the OS paper maps say a disclaimer at the bottom that says the description of a road, track or path does not constitute evidence of the existence of a public right of way. So if someone stops you and says you are not on a byway, you can't get the map out and show them that it's a byway. I mean, you could show them that it's a byway, but ideally you'd want to show them the signpost to say yes, it is a byway, or lack thereof of signpost saying it's a bridleway or a footpath. So look, the best thing you can probably do to get into off-roading, if you're serious and you just bought your bike and everything, then it's join the TRF, or at least go along to one of their taster rides or something. Find out about it. Someone in your area, wherever you are, will organise TRF rides, and you can go join along, tag along with them for a day or something. So if you go out with the TRF for a ride, then you can gain their local knowledge. You're going to be going down a lane that could be a bit tricky for a new rider, but at least you've got people there to help you and pull the bike off of you when you crash. But how do I actually build my routes and find byways? It's all through local knowledge. It's all local knowledge, to be honest. I can look at a map, I can get the byways, but in reality when you get there, is it a byway or is it shut? Is it back? Dead end? It's a dead end then, isn't it? Sometimes I find a lane open, but more often than not I find a lane shut, or in previous cases what we found on one of my scouting missions the other day. Now if you're a Patreon supporter, that's right, this channel is supported by Patreon. If you have to be one of my Patreon supporters, you'll be getting you already have a very special video. Not that special, but it's me just going through exactly how I do it, the steps I take to build my routes, and you'll probably get to see a lot of areas I have covered. Well, in conclusion, don't blindly follow apps and GPX files. It can lead you to your doom, or down a road that isn't a road and a footpath or something. And join the TRF and use their local knowledge to help you learn to become a better rider and know and find out where the lanes are for you to enjoy. Just remember, this is for England and Wales. Scotland doesn't have green lanes or byways. It has something else. You just need to have like landowner's permission, or I don't know. I have to look that up separately and find out what that is. I don't know. I have not done off-roading that much in Scotland. And perhaps better yet, the link below to join the TRF. If you think about it, motorbikes, we make up about 1% of the traffic in the UK. So 1% of the entire traffic in the UK, so not a lot of bikers. How many of them bikers out there ride off-road? Probably not a lot. But if you join the TRF, you get quite a lot of things. You get all the byways, current, what's open, what's not, what you might find down there, like how hard is that lane when I get to it. I'm new to off-roading. Is this an easy route? They will share easy routes and then more difficult routes for you. And also you get a lot of discounts. So if you haven't upgraded your off-road bike yet, it's not too bad to sign up for a year for the TRF and then bolt a load of nice shiny stuff to your bike. Anyway, that's it. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed or found this video helpful. Like, comment, whatever. Thanks for supporting the channel for my patrons. If you want to support the channel, then there's a link below. Anyway, that's all. I'll catch you in the next video. Ciao.